Now it says, do not provoke your children to wrath, but there's an alternative here. It tells us to bring them up. And it goes on, but I want you to focus on these three words. Bring them up. That means to make your children to grow and to mature. So your children are designed to grow and mature. We are all designed this way because we're born as babies. We're born as like a little seed, and that seed is going to flourish into a plant and become a beautiful tree. And when that tree is full grown, job's done. But there's a process for it to grow. And that process must be tended to by the father to take care of that child. We're supposed to bring them up. We're supposed to raise our children. That's an active thing. Now, if you do not bring them up, the child will be brought up. It's going to happen. They're going to be raised. They're going to be reared. They're going to be nurtured into maturity. But who is going to be raising your children? If it's not the father raising the children, it is going to be somebody else raising your kids. Now, you might say, I'm going to let my wife raise my kids. Do you know what? That's going to work to some extent, but it's going to be a distorted tree because the duty to spiritually raise a child actually falls on the father, not the mother. Do you hear that? This is countercultural. The duty to raise a child falls on the father, not the mother. The spiritual impartation to your children of committing them in the way they should go, that responsibility is on the father. So when you shirk that, the wife can try to do the best to pick up the slack. But you know what? There will be something in that child that is missing that will need to be brought to maturity, which they will find somewhere else, and it won't be in your home. They will find it out in the world. They might find it in drugs and alcohol. They might find it in gangs. They might find it in premarital sex and fornication. They'll find it with their friends. They'll find it with their teachers. They'll find it from their professors if they go to university. They'll find it in their workplace. They will find it somewhere else. Something is going to rear them to maturity. But watch out, because a tree, when it matures, it is going to either be a good tree or a bad tree, the Bible tells us. And a good tree will bring good fruit, and a bad tree will bear bad fruit. And when a tree is brought to maturity and it brings bad fruit, God says there's nothing left for that tree but to chop it down and throw it into the fire.